The misconceptions about wealth: most people imagine the ultra-wealthy hiding cash in secret vaults or smuggling fortunes across borders. Reality is far more sophisticated. True wealth is invisible, shielded by systems designed not to evade the law, but to thrive within it. The rich don't simply store their money. They control structures, the difference between remaining affluent for generations or fading in a single lifetime. The fallacy of banking: step into a bank, and you're surrounded by the hopes of the middle class. Savings accounts filled with hard-earned money slowly lose their purchasing power. Inflation bites, taxes nibble, regulations constrict. Banks are repositories, not creators of legacy. The elite learned long ago that wealth doesn't live in ledgers. It breathes in the architecture of systems. The Tata paradigm: consider India's Tata Group, an empire often assumed to be directly owned by its founding family. But more than 66% of Tata Sons is held by charitable trusts. The Tatas don't own their company. They orchestrate control. By embedding assets in trusts, wealth becomes tax-efficient, resilient, nearly indestructible in one generation. Visibility invites vulnerability. Invisibility ensures longevity. A lesson from American dynasties: travel back a century to the Rockefellers. They built dynasties in oil, finance, influence. Empires tend to dissolve as generations pass, but Rockefeller wealth persists. Why? Because it's structured through trusts and foundations, not through individuals. Empires collapse, but architecture endures. Money flows through systems, leaving individuals protected from the volatile tides of change. The rules of exposure: to own something personally is to expose it to risk. Assets become taxable, suable, and subject to limits. The elite shield themselves by disconnecting personal identity from asset ownership. The asset belongs to a company, the company to an entity, the entity to a trust. The individual vanishes from view. If the property fails, the system buffers the blow. If it flourishes, the system reaps the rewards. It's architecture, not secrecy. Jurisdictions and global wealth: global juggernauts like Apple and Google don't repatriate overseas earnings without careful consideration. They understand that every country plays host to different financial rules. Corporations don't act on impulse, but on jurisdictional opportunity. Money moves where treatment is optimal. This isn't illegal or corrupt. It's strategic precision, built into the architecture of global finance. The lottery paradox: contrasts this with the fate of lottery winners. Unstructured windfalls land squarely in the lap of the individual. There's no insulation, no planning, no architectural protection. Pressure mounts, and, predictably, most winners lose their fortune. Money without structure is a curse dressed as luck. It drains, dismantles, and disappears. What education omits: schools teach you to chase income, not build wealth. Doctors, celebrities, CEOs, many have impressive earnings, yet financial collapse is common among them. Income, when funneled through individuals, faces the harsh friction of taxes, lawsuits, and mistakes. The elite design systems, trusts, companies, foundations, layers that income flows through, not to dodge rules, but to wield them as intended. The invitation: if this perspective feels foreign, that's intentional. Rethink wealth. Rethink power. Rethink what you've been taught. In future modules, anticipate insights on multi-generational fortune, power dynamics, and why endurance requires more than hard work. Subscribe if you seek knowledge, not just motivation. The irreversible shift: see the structure, and you can never unsee it. Because wealth, in its highest form, is not about what you own. It's about what you control. The architecture endures, even as empires rise and fall.